what is happening. In the lower left-hand side of the map, it's from Invasion Esports. It's the blue Terran player. It's GuMiho. Opening up here with a 15 gas. We'll talk about that in a couple of moments. As in the upper right-hand corner, our red Zerg player from Root Gaming. It's Hydra. Maybe if the late game's not working out for him, maybe it's just time. I mean, he tried to do something aggressive last game. He tried a Roach Bust, but it just didn't work. I don't know what you can do. Maybe Roach Bane instead. I mean, I think if he had Roach Bane last time in that last game, he may win the game, because if you think about it, he held with, because he quite simply had one bunker he just mass repaired and held position on. If he can take that down, that's a lot of the DPS against the Roach is gone. He kills a lot more workers. He can kite with against the workers. Roach Bane could have been a much better option, perhaps. I mean, there was obviously still them Banshees, but the Banshees can only kill things so quickly. It was kind of the combination of the Roaches being attacked by the SCVs, blocked in, fighting against a bunker which was never dying. You know, it was all of that that meant that Hydra only got 16 worker kills. Let's see what happens here in game number 3. So, game 3, reactor on the way here, straight away for GuMiho. After opening up with a couple of Marines. So, I mean, 15 gas, it basically allows you to get a nice fast expansion, a couple of Marines out, and then go straight into the reactor. So, he's going to end up with about 6 Marines, and then he's going to go into his reactor Hellions. And we've seen him he'll probably do something similar to what he did in game 1, where he moves across the map with a few Marines and with the Hellions as well. Circle speed is on the way now for Hydra, and he is continuing to mine gas with 1 worker. So, see what he maybe tries to go into with that. When Sulky played against GuMiho in the Halo Koreans tournament, I think it was the semi-finals perhaps last week, may have been the quarterfinals, he was using some very aggressive builds. He was always kind of all in. He was all in quite a lot and just very early on. So maybe that is the way to go against GuMiho. Just end it early before you can get into that mech style, which he's just so comfortable with, as we've just seen. So gonna wait and see here, see what happens. As GuMiho moving across the map. Armory on the way, so going to go for this Hellbat play very quickly. And if Hydra doesn't make something soon, he could be in a lot of trouble. He's moving across to make a 3rd base, but that's not going to help him out at all. That is not going to help him out at all. Already a Zerglin here, turning away that SCV. That 3rd base is going to come down. It's going to be a Hellbat push very early on, and with these Marines and there's no units out at all, I think, guys, I think this might be it. I mean, he's going to lose an Overlord as well. He's going to get supply blocked. Hydra's going to be in an awful position. 2 more Queens being made. 8 Lings being made. Hellions on the way across the map. They're about to be Hellbats. This is not looking good at all right now, as Hellbats start to morph in, and immediately now Hydra will know he's in trouble. He tries to start up a Spine Crawler. First Queen's under fire here, and he's targeting one of them. There's the first one down. Ling's going to get kited against the Marines in the front there. Not the best. You would have rather had the Marines behind so you can kind of pull back with them. Another Marine, another Hellion coming across, and this Hellion's going to be able to morph into a Hellbat too. Turned away for now. Hydra will be able to defend this. Won't take the game, but he will defend this. And we'll just push his creep out. So, GuMiho looking good here so far. But Hydra holding on, and that's an important part of this, as there's no 3rd base just yet from our Terran player. Hellion's going to group up on this ramp, and Hydra with a few Zerglings, making a few more of those as well, just waiting, looking to see what he can maybe do here. Hellion's pick off a couple more Zerglings. There's still only Zerglings on the map. He hasn't built a Roach Run or anything. I think he loses his 3rd base. I think he just loses his 3rd base. Hydra's just not making anything. Why isn't he making anything? Does this even make sense? Hellbats are just chasing around here doing so much damage. And, well, I mean, Hydra, why isn't he making any units? Like, Hellbats just all over the place doing whatever they can. Queens are going to be able to hold this off in the end. 5 workers killed. As Zergling's going to stream in, they're going to help clean this up right at the end then. And Zergling's coming in for us around. And they will clean up them last few Hellbats. Zergling's, well, he's going to start investing in a Baneling nest right now. And again, GuMiho is going mech, so I mean, he's going to start up some tanks very soon. He's got a third command center in his wall. And he's, I mean, Hydra's going to move across the map. I guess he's going to try and Baneling bust through here. There's plenty of Hellions out there, and I think they've just seen these Zerglings moving across the map. So I think he's just kind of sitting waiting for this to come in right now. As Hydra doesn't even have gas to make Banelings though. If you wanted to actually bust, the Baneling nest's not finished just yet. And as these Hellions, they run into the Zerglings here. There's going to be a lot of dead Zerglings as GuMiho just going to kite away. He gets 3 of them Hellions caught though. As these other Hellions will keep on controlling though. And there's so many Zerglings killed off for absolutely nothing here essentially from GuMiho. 3 Hellions, no problem. Roach Roaring now on the way. And a Lair on the way too. But this just is not looking good for our Terran play, for our Zerg player. I mean, what are the melee upgrades going to achieve for him in this game? I don't really know. GuMiho already starting to move across to his third base here with this orbital, repairing up a couple of his Hellions with some SUVs, 4s on the way out in case mutas are on the way. I mean, there isn't mutas on the way this time. It's going to be straight into Roaches for Hydra as he starts up his 4th base as well. GuMiho already with +1, +2 mech weapons is coming in as well already though. And Starport being added on also, and he's on a reactor so you can start getting out with a couple of Vikings which have been so useful in the previous 2 games. Alright, so these these Hellions move through to the middle of the map, taking down a Zergling as they go. The Zergling's going to go for a little bit of a run by into this third base, but a couple of Hellions or Hellbats already positioned here. They do pick off 1 mule, don't quite get the second. So Hellion does spot that hatchery up to the upper left-hand side of the map here. And 4 Hellions coming around the right-hand side. They're going to look to try and run by, maybe get a little bit of damage done wherever they can. Some Roaches here in the main. Actually just kind of sitting around, which is a little bit interesting. Not sure where they're trying to go. Are they blocked? No, they're not. Moving forward, he's going to see a bunch of these Roaches. And he's going to see a bunch more in the natural as well. So GuMiho going to have a pretty good idea about what's going on here as 3 Hellions move in towards the third base. And it's already going to be 3 workers killed. He's going to be able to keep on chasing. He doesn't quite get over to the big line. He gets 1 more. And now these Hellions are probably going to start going down. He's going to get 1 big shot off, and he gets 1 more shot. Oh my god. Hydra playing with fire, quite literally. As he just keeps his workers alive there. A couple of tanks are out for GuMiho. He's going to start making a little bit of a wall here. He needs to make sure he's sieged up. He doesn't actually have that much to tank. As Hydra going to send a couple of Roaches forwards, leading the charge, not sure on all of them. Sending a few Roaches to the top side as well, so just looking to defend here, not looking to be overly aggressive at all. And GuMiho is going to be allowed to get set up into his mech game once again. Command center going down. And a depot coming down as well. A few Roaches holding each of these towers. And, well, some Roaches on the left-hand side of the map for Hydra. Again, just looking as though he's playing defensively. He's not interested in really kind of being aggressive in finding opportunities to do damage. He just wants to sit defensively and, you know, just do whatever see what happens, see what you can do. But with Swarmhost on the way, I mean, again, the problem is he has less bases to work with on this map. Well, does he? 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it's the same number of bases, but generally this base is a little bit harder to hold. More so for the Terran player than anything, though. So I mean, we could see this game going in a very similar manner, in a very similar way, as we saw game number 2 going. And well, Hellbat's going to come around in a medevac to the right hand side. A Viking going to clean up the drop path, which is nice, make it a little bit more unknown. Some Roaches coming in over to this right side, but they're not going to really be able to find a way to do anything. Sensor tower set up as well. And drop going to go straight past that Overseer there, which was trying to morph in, and Overseer/Overlord is killed off as the drop comes in towards the main base now, and already a few drones going down. 7 workers. I'm going to grab a couple more here before these Hellbats are done. Swarmhost on a pop-up. There's something GuMiho will see, so you're just going to know now what he's up against. He's probably going to start adding on some Ravens. There's 12 workers killed with just a single Hellbat drop. A great job here by GuMiho. Surprised he's not dropping to the kind of the top side at the same time. Just, you know, multi-pronged aggression. Something was doing a fair amount last time. But look at this, he's got a pretty strong army. 2-1. Infinity Ignite about to finish. He actually loads up 3 medevacs worth of drops now as he begins to move forward. And if he sits on top of this rampant sieges, he's going to really be able to stop a lot of this creep spread from moving forward. These Swarmos are in a bit of an odd position. Well, they're in a bit of an odd position considering where the Terran army is right now. Our Terran player is going to scan, he's going to see where these units are. He's going to get into such an abusive position, moving up this right-hand side. You know, these Swarm hosts aren't going to be able to get back in time. They're going to burrow now to send a wave of Swarm hosts, Locusts forward. And here we go. GuMiho sees these coming in from the left, and he's going to chase down these Swarm hosts with the Hellbats in the medevacs. And here we go, dropping down. But okay, the Roaches are here, going to pick up and get them out of there. But at the same time, these tanks are sieging. Are they going to siege in time? The damage starts to come in here. I think GuMiho might have been a little bit too late to siege, but it's just as though he's going to be okay. 24 more Roaches being made by Hydra. He just doesn't have that much. He doesn't have anything. He's spent his entire bank now on Roaches. The Swarm hosts aren't in a high enough number to stop this from GuMiho. And moving forwards here, these units look as though they're going to be more than enough to just clean up the rest of this. Another wave of Locusts going to pop out, but GuMiho is in a kind of insane position. He turns around these this wave of Locusts without any issue at all. He's reinforcing across the map already. Hellbats and whatever. Loading up into medevacs here, and they're going to boost forward. They're going to try and drop on top of the Swarm host, but now deciding to drop back because the Roaches are starting to move forwards. Saves the 4, picks that up, gets that out of there, pulls it to the back here. Still just so many tanks in the back, and they're going to add so much to this fight as he's going to be able to evacuate any units which are a little bit too far forward. So many Roaches going down here. More Roaches, more Hydras in production, but I mean, pretty much the GuMiho just rebuilding his mech army just as the same rate he's losing it. And wave of Locusts coming forward now. A nice scan, perfectly timed to actually start picking off these Locusts. And I'm surprised we still haven't seen a Raven added on here at all. GuMiho getting into a bit more of an aggressive position now. Continue to move forward a little bit. Maybe worth pulling a few of these tanks in the back a little bit further forward. But I mean, if the last wave of Locusts died so quickly, this next wave probably isn't going to, have too much more power in it. Even with this Roach Hydra, look how quickly it just disintegrates here. And GuMiho is just going to keep on marching forwards. He looks as though he's going to take the 3-0 against Hydra now, moving forwards. And Hydra's going to have his natural expansion breached. Tanks continue to move forward. They're going to siege in plenty of time to deal with the Roaches, to deal with the Locusts once again. And Hydra just has no answer to this mech play at all in Game 1, in Game 2, or in Game 3. Now he finally moves forward. He drops the Hellbats on the Swarm hosts. A couple of Swarm hosts start to fall. And Hydra has lost pretty much everything, which would give him a hope of winning this game. He lifts up a few of these units, saving them, keeping them alive. And how do you even beat this if it goes into a macro game? I'm not too sure. I think he invested in too many Roaches early on, and he took a fair amount of damage as well to Hellions and what have you in that Hellbat attack. And well, Roaches will die off here. GG is called.